That's why the trees aren't going to take their chances coming out yet.
Look! Look! Holy shit.
Look at the size of that thing! Oh, dude, that's not a bear! That's not a bear! That's not a bear!
Something appeared to be sitting motionless within the thick forest brush. It had broad, powerful shoulders, a cone-shaped head with no visible neck, and long, muscular arms covered in dense reddish-brown hair. Skeptics suggest it could simply be a bear, or possibly a person wearing a ghillie suit. However, the overall silhouette doesn't align with a bear's anatomy. Researchers have noted that if the figure were standing upright, it would likely reach at least 7 feet tall, something very few people could claim to have encountered. So the question remains, could this be the clearest Bigfoot photo ever captured? A man was biking along a dusty trail winding through a forest in North America when something unusual appeared among the trees.
So it could still snow again. That's why the trees aren't going to take their chances coming out yet. Now this one we drove by, it didn't look like it was clogged. But we'll see.
At the time, he paid little attention, focused on the ride itself. His recorded commentary was casual, noting the weather, lingering snow, and trail conditions, with nothing seeming out of the ordinary. Later, while reviewing the footage at home, one detail immediately stood out. Partially concealed among bare branches, a massive figure could be seen rising well over 8 feet tall. The more he replayed the clip, the clearer it became that he may have captured something extraordinary. While the footage wasn't perfectly sharp, the silhouette was unmistakable. Based on what he observed, the man believes his camera unintentionally recorded what he suspects to be Bigfoot. Uploaded on May 11, 2025, an episode of Oklahoma Adventures began as a laid-back riverbank cooking trip deep in the North American wilderness. The group set up camp, prepared food, and enjoyed the quiet surroundings. Then the atmosphere suddenly changed. The birds that had been calling went completely silent.
Agarró muy bien.
Moments later, heavy footsteps echoed nearby, with branches snapping as though something large was moving around them. Uneasy, they packed up quickly. During the walk back, they noticed massive tracks pressed into the dirt, alongside a strange stick structure that hadn't been there before. It created the unsettling sense that something had been following them, always staying just out of view. They continued filming, but chose not to remain in the area any longer. Later, while reviewing the footage, one disturbing detail stood out. A dark figure leaning out from behind a tree. At the time, they hadn't noticed it, focused instead on filming. But afterward, the question lingered. Had they unknowingly recorded the legendary creature itself? Back in May of 2008, a man geocaching near the Widowmaker Trail encountered something unusual. In the distance, he noticed a massive figure moving through the trees. He quickly pulled out his camera and managed to record a short clip, but the footage cut off suddenly. Later, he uploaded the video online and asked viewers what they believed he had witnessed. To his surprise, many felt the footage appeared authentic. However, after sharing it, the man vanished from the discussion. He never responded to comments, offered updates, or provided any further information. Even today, the clip exists on its own, with no explanation from its original source. Because of that, it remains one of those recordings wrapped entirely in mystery. The owner of the channel Hills Outdoors entered a section of woodland he had never camped in before, planning to spend the night in a shelter he had been building over several months.
I have been building a bit of a shelter here over the last 6 months or so. I'm hoping it's still here. Mirror noises already. Yeah, I've never stayed in this woodland overnight before, so it's all new to me. I'm about halfway. what leaves that are falling off the trees. It's just sort yourself out, Danny, sort yourself out. Well, this is turning out to be great. Can't remember where I'm going. Just walking down this path of this mud. I heard some right noises. I know, it's all in my head and everything. I've never stayed in these woods before.
And although he had worked on it gradually, he had never stayed overnight in this area, making the unfamiliar surroundings immediately stand out.
It's freaking me out, that is. Hello? Well, I think I know why birds stopped whistling anyway. I heard some, like, shooting gunshots in background. But it's a bit weird, that's like probably a mile or two away. I don't know, I'm probably just freaking myself out sort of thing.
As he followed a muddy path deeper into the woods, he began to lose his sense of direction, while strange noises echoed around him.
I don't know if you can make that out on camera or not. Just behind me there's some like holly bushes. And you can just see mist coming in. So if it is bad already here, we've got noises, mist is coming in. Oh, I heard a bird at last. Oh, what were I saying? Mist, oh, damp wood, no fire, can't cook, got some crisp and that's about it, and another 2 beers. Well, as soon as I stopped recording, I heard some rustling of these holly bushes. Now there is a lot of squirrels up here. I don't know what to do if I come in contact with a badger. Would a badger get close if I didn't have a fire? I'm not sure I want to be here tonight. I'm a bit freaked out with everything. It's not like me at all, this. I might even leave this shelter here.
And despite trying to dismiss them as nerves, the uneasy feeling continued to grow as he documented the experience. Eventually, he reached the shelter and finished setting it up for the night, but the discomfort never faded. With distant sounds resembling gunshots somewhere far off and repeated rustling coming from nearby bushes, followed by moments of silence that were suddenly broken again by movement or noise. With damp wood preventing a fire and only limited supplies available, the situation became increasingly uncomfortable as darkness set in, and the sense that something was wrong grew stronger. In the end, he decided to pack up and leave the area, and although nothing overtly dangerous occurred, the persistent feeling of unease was enough to convince him to trust his instincts rather than stay the night. 6. A man was camping alone deep in the forest when he noticed someone, or something, moving between the nearby trees. From a distance, it wasn't clear what it was. Possibly a large person, or something else entirely. Despite the uncertainty, he chose to stay the night. As darkness settled in, strange sounds pulled him from his sleep. Looking into the shadows, he spotted a figure.
Man, it got dark on me quick. is that? Looks like eye shine. Whoa, 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 whoa. Should I whistle?
And moments later, a pair of glowing eyes appeared. Rather than panicking, he attempted to knock on a tree, seemingly testing for a response. Suddenly, the glowing eyes appeared again, directly in front of him.
I'm gonna try one last thing, tree knock. Stupid thing went. Oh, wait. Damn it.
Only to vanish once more. This was the final footage he uploaded, but fortunately, it appears he made it out safely. While trekking through the snow-covered mountains of Nepal, 2 mountaineers captured something unusual on camera. As they struggled to breathe in the thin air, they noticed a massive figure moving through the snow, as if it required no effort at all. At first, it appeared almost human, but as they watched more closely, it became clear the figure was far too large and completely covered in thick black fur, making it impossible to mistake for a person. To them, the only explanation that made sense was the ancient legend of the Yeti. Even today, no clear explanation has ever been offered for what they witnessed. A woman living near Redgott Bay in Ontario noticed something unusual moving through the woods behind her home. The area is remote, so anything out of the ordinary immediately stands out. She took out her phone and began recording. Later, the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch team stabilized the footage, revealing a tall, dark figure with an unusually long arm. Locals familiar with similar sightings in the area quickly suggested it could be Bigfoot. To avoid unwanted attention, the woman chose to remain anonymous. In September 2024, during a canoe trip on Lake Ashigan, 2 friends decided to explore a nearby trail and take photos. As they wandered deeper into the woods, they began hearing strange knocking sounds echoing around them.
Should we get... What? What? Oh! Did you hear that? Dude, that's like knock... That's knock... Something's knocking, dude. That's not a woodpecker. What is that? Do you have your camera? I can't see anything. I can't see it. Whoa! Oh! Whoa! Dude, is that a bear? Des, is that a bear? Get your camera. Come here.
At first, they assumed it might be a bear moving through the area. Moments later, they noticed a tall figure moving quickly and upright between the trees. The encounter was brief and confusing, and they struggled to make sense of what they were seeing.
I can't see it. Can you see it? I don't see anything. Oh! Look at the size of that thing! Oh, dude, that's not a bear! That's not a bear! That's not a bear! Oh!
Later, while reviewing their footage in slow motion, the figure became clearer. A large, dark shape could be seen slipping between the trees. Both of them were stunned by what their camera appeared to capture. While hiking deep in the Appalachian Mountains, this person encountered something unsettling. In a quiet clearing surrounded by towering trees, stood a strange structure that appeared almost ritualistic. Curious, the hikers took a photo. Later, when they reviewed the image, they noticed something they hadn't seen at the time. A dark figure standing among the trees, seemingly watching them. They had believed no one else was there, and that they were completely alone. So who, or what, was observing them that day? While patrolling a remote stretch of wilderness, a game warden and his son came across something bizarre. Standing in a shallow stream was a towering figure, so they instinctively pulled out a phone and began recording. The figure was enormous, covered in dark matted hair, and moved slowly, almost as if it knew it was being watched and didn't care. It never reacted to their presence.
Hey, you! It's slender.
Whatever it was, the figure closely matched descriptions often associated with Bigfoot. So the question remains, was it truly Bigfoot, or something else entirely hidden deep in the woods waiting to be seen?
Even if you walk way over here.
YouTuber Desert Sasquatch was out on a hike, exploring the forest while filming along the way.
I keep coming across all these bones right in here that I haven't ever... Well, I've seen them. That kind of bone. At first I thought it was something else, but it's just a regular elk bone or something. I thought it'd been like drilled on or something. It hadn't. Anyway, Langdon.
At first, nothing seemed unusual, just quiet woods and a few scattered animal bones on the ground. He continued on, thinking little of what he was seeing. However, after the footage was uploaded, viewers noticed something he hadn't. On the right side of the frame, a dark figure could be seen moving through the background. He hadn't noticed it at the time, and it appeared only the camera had captured it. Moments later, the figure seemed to appear again. Was it simply a person wandering deep in the woods, or could it have been Bigfoot watching from the shadows? In late October 2023, a man associated with the family-run TikTok account WV Paranormal was walking through the woods behind his home in the Appalachian region when he encountered something disturbing. The footage captures a tall, upright figure, covered in hair, standing completely still among the trees. Moments later, it slowly turns, and then fades back into the forest. With the Appalachian Mountains already known for decades of unexplained reports, this video only adds to the growing mystery. On April 26, 2025, cryptid researcher Philip Cannella was hiking through Danesdyke in Bridlington, UK, when he captured something unusual on camera. The photograph appeared to show what some believe could be a dogman, a tall, humanoid figure with a rounded, dome-like head, partially concealed by a slope and visible only from the waist up. Philip estimated the figure's height to be between 7 and 8 feet. While reports of dogman sightings are most commonly linked to the United States, the UK has also seen its share of disturbing claims. Could this image be another example? One night, a man was traveling through the woods when he began to hear unusual sounds echoing around him. Feeling uneasy, he scanned the trees with his flashlight, but saw nothing out of the ordinary. Then, without warning, he noticed something. And to this day, it remains unclear who or what was captured on camera. In a separate incident, a man hiking through the Australian outback spotted a hunched figure moving among the trees. At first, he believed it was simply a kangaroo, but after zooming in for a closer look, he realized it was something entirely different. Near Bartlett, New Hampshire, a woman was walking her dog through the woods behind her home. Her usually confident, large dog suddenly began behaving oddly, hesitant, anxious, and unwilling to move forward. Moments later, she noticed a strong, foul odor in the air, something resembling decay. A wave of unease set in, and she took out her phone to record the area. That's when she captured something unexpected. Both she and her dog froze, crouching behind a bush in an effort to stay hidden. When whatever it was seemed far enough away, they ran, sprinting out of the forest. For the woman, it was the most terrifying experience she had ever faced. While hiking through the forest, this person captured something difficult to explain. In the distance, a dark, upright figure moved steadily among the trees. Its size was striking, appearing massive against the slender trunks and sparse undergrowth. The figure's shape was hard to ignore. Broad shoulders, long arms, and a hunched neck, matching many classic Bigfoot descriptions. There was no visible outdoor gear, no backpack, and nothing to suggest it was simply another hiker passing through. On a cold autumn day, a man hiking through a forest in Kentucky reported hearing heavy footsteps coming from the far side of a hill. Seconds later, a massive figure suddenly came into view. Terrified, he ran, managing to take a quick photo as he escaped. The figure appeared nearly 10 feet tall, with thick legs, oversized feet, and broad shoulders. Oddly, its head seemed small compared to the rest of its body. Experts often note that Bigfoot sightings usually describe heights between 7 and 9 feet, making this figure seem even larger. So the mystery remains. Was it truly Bigfoot or something else altogether? A dark shape was noticed on Google Earth near Montrose, Colorado, at the coordinates 38°16'24", north, 108°08'32", west. The form closely resembled the familiar silhouette of a walking Sasquatch. It appeared in a single satellite image captured in 2019, yet was absent from other images of the same location. That detail suggested it wasn't a tree or rock formation, but something that had been moving at the time. So what exactly was it? A recently released trail camera image has sparked widespread debate, with many claiming it could be the clearest Bigfoot photo ever recorded. The figure appears heavily built, featuring broad shoulders, thick arms, and a wide chest, details rarely seen so clearly in past sightings. It's the sharpness of the image that fuels the controversy. Skeptics argue it looks almost too perfect, while believers find it impossible to ignore. On May 19, 2025, a solo hiker exploring near the New Jersey River captured something unusual on camera.
It's right there above my finger, behind the tree. I can see it, barely. Look! 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 Holy shit. Right there, look. It's going up the hill. It's going up the hill.
Although the footage was blurry, it appeared to show a two-legged figure moving quickly uphill, noticeably larger than an average person. The man, who regularly hikes in those woods, stated that he had never seen anything like it before. New Jersey's wilderness, particularly areas such as Sussex County and the Pine Barrens, has long been associated with strange and unexplained reports. This incident adds yet another unsettling moment to that ongoing history. A farmer in Buenos Aires uploaded a video online, asking for help identifying what he had captured on camera.
Que no sé qué es un chabón. ¿Qué es eso? No sé si es una persona o qué. A una persona pareciera, ¿no? Qué boludo, qué raro.
The footage shows a tall, dark figure moving quickly across an open field. It appeared to stand close to 8 feet tall, walking upright with long strides that cut through the tall grass. No animals were visible nearby, and its movement didn't resemble any species the farmer recognized. Some viewers suggested it could be the Yasi-Yatare, a lesser-known figure from local folklore. However, the size of the figure seemed much larger, aligning more closely with classic Bigfoot descriptions. In the end, the farmer admitted he had no clear explanation for what his camera had recorded. In July 2021, a couple was hiking along the Lover's Lane Trail in Olympic National Park, following the Sol Duc River. While taking in the surroundings, they noticed a dark figure standing completely still in the distance. Because it never moved while they watched, they assumed it was simply a fallen tree and continued on, after taking a quick photo. Later, they ran the image through a Google search tool, and the results pointed towards something unexpected. Maybe it hadn't been a tree after all. While hiking through a thick forest in Spain, someone recorded a strange, echoing growl coming from deep among the trees. No animal or figure ever appeared, and the true source of the sound remains unknown. Feeling uneasy, the hiker quickly left the area after capturing the audio. The clip has since circulated online, leaving viewers to speculate about what could have produced such an unsettling noise. Nikki set out on a solo camping trip deep in the backcountry. The access roads were still damaged from Hurricane Helene, but she was able to reach a remote clearing and set up camp. During a short hike before sunset, she began hearing knocking sounds coming from the surrounding woods.
Thought I heard some knocking coming from that direction. Kinda sound like somebody knocking on a tree. But, could have been a woodpecker or anything like that, I guess.
The noise unsettled her, and she decided to return to camp, turn on her lights, and contact her husband. Later that night, while checking the area around the campsite, they came across something unexpected.
I don't know. It's big, though. Huge. It's a big old track. Compared to my foot, compared to yours, but it's still big.
As long as it's right here. It's out, like you said.
Yeah. Shine your headlight down in there so we can get a better view of it. Be careful. Look up at those trees. That's just piles and piles of trees.
Nearby, they discovered a large footprint. Disturbed by the strange sounds and the eerie atmosphere of the forest, they chose to end the trip and leave first thing the following morning. Late one night near Nakusp, two women were driving back from halfway Hot Springs when they pulled over along the highway at around 9:30 p.m. One of them briefly stepped outside the vehicle when a deep, echoing howl suddenly shattered the silence, sending her rushing back inside. Moments later, a large, black, fur-covered figure sprinted across the road. It moved upright on two legs, far too tall and fast to be mistaken for a bear. One of the women managed to take 2 photos just after it crossed. They left the area shaken and confused, unsure of what they had just witnessed. While walking through the woods in Pennsylvania with his friend Gavin, 15-year-old Lucas was suddenly hit by a strong, foul smell. At first, he assumed there might be a dead animal nearby and took out his phone, but then an unsettling feeling crept in, as if he were being watched. Looking through the trees, he noticed a massive, crouched, ape-like figure, completely silent and staring directly at him. Lucas managed to take a photo, then began recording as the figure stood up and walked away. It appeared too human-like to be a bear, yet far too strange to be a person. Since that day, Lucas has repeatedly replayed the footage, still shaken by what he captured. While reviewing footage from a trail camera in Connorsville, Indiana, the owner was shocked by what appeared on the screen. The video showed a large figure moving through the woods at night. Was it nothing more than a prank pulled by someone nearby? Or was it something far more unusual? Skeptics point out that anyone could wear a costume, but running through a forest in full Bigfoot attire, in complete darkness, would be difficult to pull off. So the mystery remains. What exactly did the camera record? A recent video filmed near Kentucky Ridge Forest has sparked debate within the Bigfoot community.
Are you kidding me right now? Are you joking right now? Look at the house, peoples.
According to the person who recorded it, the figure had been causing disturbances on the property for some time, but this was the first instance it was captured on video. The clip cuts off abruptly, leaving many viewers questioning how authentic the footage truly is. And once again, the familiar question returns. Why do so many alleged Bigfoot recordings end up so blurry?